All right, grateful to have these rising star promoters who are just out there crushing it, doing an incredible job out in the field, changing lives, helping us end the trend and offering hope, a business, an opportunity to have our own home-based business and grow and thrive during these challenging times. So first up, we're going to hear from Joel and Gabby Merritt, World Team members. Joel and Gabby, please share with us your story. Probably, the cadet story. You have an incredible story, and past challenge winners and all. But if you'll share with us, starting with where you're calling from and your story, and then I want to ask you guys about what you're doing to create the kind of success that you guys are having.
All right. Well, I'll go first, I guess. We're here in Franklin, Indiana, live in Trafalgar, and we have 5 kids. Ranges from 15 down to 5. And my story starts over 17 years ago, when we were introduced to NeoLife products. And I started taking them before we ever, we knew we wanted a larger family, but I started taking kind of out of preventative maintenance, I guess you say. I didn't have a ton of health issues to deal with necessarily, but started taking them, had amazing results, have given them to all 5 of our kids. So they're all NeoLife kids. And always begged Joel to take them. And so that's kind of where his story comes in. And
yeah, so the kids and Gabby, they were extremely healthy all those years, but me, on the other hand, I didn't do anything when it came to health. I didn't want to spend money on it. I didn't think I needed it. I also was 100 pounds heavier than I am now. And I had been on weight loss several times through those past 17 years. I could lose weight, but I'd always pound it back on. And Gabby always encouraged me to try NeoLife. Finally, a little over 3 years ago, I did try to lose some weight. And it was fantastic. I was losing weight, which was awesome and great. This was fantastic. We just wanted to tell folks about it. We saw the business opportunity, and all within this amount of time, we decided to uproot our family from California to Indiana. And it took a substantial pay cut with that move. But every month that we decided to share and build this business, it supplemented and it grew, and it has just been an amazing, consistent, growing addition to our income month after month. And so even you fast forward a couple of years going through this COVID situation where we also own 3 shops. And during that time when nobody was out and about, our business suffered. We had to lay off people. We couldn't take pay for weeks. And but the NeoLife was there, and the NeoLife was growing and just providing. And we're so grateful. First and foremost for our family and for ourselves, for the health that it's provided, but we are just as grateful for the provision to our family and income.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, speaking of that, of the income and the business growth you guys have had, you're doing 1 Ruby volume and have had incredible year. What are you guys doing?
Well, we're wearing our NeoLife gear. We just came from a farmer's market that they allowed us to come. The board said, yeah, we'd love to have you, even though you don't have anything homemade. So that's been awesome. And we've gotten a lot of contacts from that. It's a very small town, but we've been enjoying doing that and signed up someone tonight and got lots of information cards for people to follow up with this week. But another thing that we do is we love to have people over and just get to know people. And it comes up in conversation. And, people, we ask what they do, they ask what we do. And so it just kind of is an opportunity to share with people what we do and kind of just reaching out in our community. We're small group leaders, so we're in people's lives all the time. And we just love people. And I'm trying to think what.
This has been such a rapidly changing environment where before the virus was out, we were in homes constantly doing, sharing the information, doing presentations, shake parties, we would call them, or health talks. That we loved doing that, and we still plan on getting back into that. But when everybody went to lockdown, even actually right before it all happened, we started interacting with folks on Zoom calls, one-on-one, and even in group settings, because it was convenient for people not to have to get out of their homes, take that additional drive time. We were just feeling that, and then the virus hit, and that just exploded. We started using Zooms regularly to get the information out. And it was just how we did business. And now things that we've gotten better at it, people, more tools, it's been becoming more effective. But now that things have lightened up, people are ready to start getting back into the homes. I mean,
but I would say too, like adding people to the healthy living group, that's awesome. And we do that all the time. And just, I mean, even people at the farmer's market, do you have Facebook? We'd love to connect with you in that way. And so we dump them in there, and it's like a constant drip, and it really is. I have even people that are on product that say, hey, I read a story in the NeoLife and I think I need that, so it's like even people that are on product, they're getting on more product because they realize what it can do for them. So I would say that if you're not dipping into the product, into the NeoLife page, that is an awesome tool. And so social media has been big, just people connecting with them, and then people contacting us through Facebook and Instagram. So it's kind of what we're doing. Simple.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us and how you guys have achieved the success you guys are having, and look forward to continuing to celebrate with you guys.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, next we're going to hear from Frank and Hattie Shepard. Ask Frank and Hattie to join me. Hi, Frank and Hattie. Please share with us, World Team members. You guys are doing an incredible job. Can you share with us your story of how you guys, how NeoLife has impacted your life?
Hey, Josh. So the story goes back for me about a year and a half, where I had been to the doctor, and let me just introduce myself. Frank Shepard, Hattie Shepard. We live in Springville, California. We've been married a long time, about 37 years, 5 kids and 16 grandkids. So that is a big background. You can't miss that. But fact is, I had been getting a physical annually, and the last time I went in 2019, my doc said, you have gained more weight, and you're either going to have to do something about this, or I'm going to start you on statins. And I've never wanted to be on anything on a regular basis. At 57 years old, I have kept from having to do that, and it put the fear of God in me, really. And by that time, Hattie had already started in NeoLife products. Why don't you tell your side?
Well, I started using the NeoLife products, introduced years ago, but actually used them in April of 2018. Felt terrible. And so thank goodness Joel and Gabby again reached out to me and reintroduced me to the product, and I actually used that this time. And so anyhow, super thankful for them and for the NeoLife product. And that's when Frank saw the change, and he decided that he was going to try the product.
Yeah, I had to do something, and something was working for her. So I said, whatever you're doing, get it for me. And I lost, over the course of the following year, I lost 30 pounds. Doctor's very happy with my situation now. And in fact, Hattie encouraged me to get into the 90-day challenge. As far as the business goes, when I saw Hattie get her first check, I thought, what's going on? What's this? And the next month it was larger without us having to do anything. And I told her, I said, we need to start looking at this as a business. And in fact, Hattie just reminded me tonight that the way it went was in a conversation we had driving down the road. I told her, if you get after this thing and I can just get the roadblocks out of your way, coach you, because I've been in business for 30 years. I'm a financial advisor. I've been in sales basically for 31 years. I said, if I can just help you get the roadblocks out of the way and kind of coach you, this could get really big, and I could probably walk away from my business.
That was a game changer. That conversation, it was after we went to convention, which I went, it was in 2018, and Frank maybe attended 3 spots there, but I loved convention and, you know, just met all of you guys and was so blessed by the NeoLife family. And, but I hadn't really treated it like a business until he said that. That was a game changer for me because I realized his business promoted unhealthy lifestyles. And the NeoLife business actually promoted health. You know, we wanted to be a product of the product. And by that time, the check that was coming in was paying for our product. We were getting free product. And that was kind of my goal at first. Oh, well, you know, just pay for my own product and my daughters and Grandma Rose's and, you know, just thinking like that, very small beans. But when he said that, I stopped. I said, are you serious? Are you serious about this? And so when he said yes, then we scheduled a healthy hour. That's when Joel and Alan came out in December for the first healthy hour that we had ever done. Up until that point, the only thing that I was using, and it was quite effective, was the shareneolife.com. And that is a wonderful business tool. So, you know, a good portion of the business building was just done with that and my little cell phone.
If I can give credit here to where it's due, Hattie has become just a voracious consumer of everything that NeoLife has available to us online, the different websites, the YouTubes, being part of, what are you doing on the calls?
Oh, the every
success
call,
teams.
Yeah, the sex team, yeah, very much.
She's just jumped into it with both feet, and that really is what has driven this thing for us. We really didn't start until just under a year ago, so I think we're making pretty good progress, and just looking forward to being able to walk away from my business and become full-time promoters of NeoLife, you know.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. So I don't know, anything else?
Oh, this is great. Well, you guys are well on your way to that, and congratulations on the success. And not only your success, but the way you're duplicating your success and helping your team and them to step up and achieve and succeed. Hattie, can you touch on, you know, I know you've got, you know, you're juggling, I don't want to say challenges, but I mean, it's not, you know, it's always easy to look at other people and say, well, it's easy for you, but here's my challenge. Here's why I can't do it very easily. Can you touch on some of the things that you know, how you have to fit this business around your family?
Well,
and the nooks and the crannies.
Sure, and the nooks and the crannies, for sure. I have a disabled daughter who is 28, going to be 29, and it's a wonder she's not pounding on the door right now to come and visit us on this Zoom call or on this recording. But
she is so sweet.
She is a sweetheart, and I'm so thankful for her. And she is NeoLife's biggest fan, let me tell you. She just is. You know, it's just busy with her. I care for my mom in the evenings, about 50% of our the time. And you know, so I'm busy with my mother, and then if I have grandchildren, and then we also travel with Frank's business. We have to go over, you know, about 3 hours away for about a week long stint, about every 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks, yeah. So the juggling time is an issue, but the things that I commit to are pretty much when you have a call, or you know, we have our Monday morning calls. I'm going to be there. If I absolutely can't be there, then I listen to it later on. Same with our team calls, which are on Friday. And then when COVID hit and we were doing the Zoom calls on Tuesdays, I tried to be on every one of those. There's Wednesday training calls, and those, all of those are important to stay connected. Another thing that I'm using just plainly is the NeoFit on Facebook. That is a wonderful tool. So many people, especially right now, California just has shut down again, or a good portion of it.
Yeah.
And It's offering value to our club members or to the potential club members, and it offers value to me. Thank you very much, you and Chelsea. That is one thing. But there's also the social media groups with NeoLife, Healthy Living, and I think that was touched on, and then also the Ideal Business. So we made a commitment this year in January to make it, to try to be intentional about building our downline, helping them succeed. And I'm not a very good leader, but I'm learning to be one, and I'm so thankful to everybody, all the leaders that I can follow. But anyways, that's something that is a goal, and that we are making ourselves available to support. If they're having health talks, then we're going to be there to support them in whatever way that they want us to. And we're really excited about the people that are joining the team, and that have joined. Really excited about that. Let me just look at my notes.
Dovetail real quick. When we go back to where we used to live for my businesses, Hattie will turn that into a business trip. We know we're going 10 days out. She starts making phone calls. She's making contacts in this other town. It's always on, right? We're always on goal to talk to our downline or to talk to other people who we haven't spoken to yet in these two different areas. I think we're blessed, as you probably are, having lived in a couple of different locations. There's two opportunities,
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. Thank y'all so much. Y'all are doing an incredible job again. And Hattie, you mentioned just for our listeners, yes, the NeoFit Body, the workout group that you're a part of every day. That's free and available to everyone as a resource and value add. But it's also available through the NeoLife Challenge community. So when somebody joins the 30-day, the 90-day, and the 1 year, those workouts are there and are posted every day. So thanks for mentioning that. Well, again, congrats to everything. Look forward to continue to follow this exciting journey, you guys, and the growth of y'all's business. Thanks for sharing some of those tips and strategies with us. All right. Well, next, we're going to go over to Oregon and hear from Deborah Muzak and John Chambers. If you guys would share with us your story, and congratulations on having a best month ever. You guys are crushing it. And please introduce yourselves and share your story.
Hi, I'm Debbie Muzak, and we've been doing NeoLife for about 2.5 years now. I've been in the nutrition business for at least 35 years, and I've used a lot of products, done a lot of research on diets and supplements and things. Thought I had found the best I could find until I ran into Bob Pearson 2.5 years ago, and he had some information that I said, well, I have not heard about this. I have to check it out. So I did check it out, tried a few of the products. I was impressed. The more I found out about the company and the products and the science behind them, the more and more I got impressed, and I was noticing results. And of course, my husband had some issues.
And so she tried it on me.
That's right, because that's what I do.
I think you found the missing links. I will help you with this business. And so now, we're working together.
That's right.
We're on the same purpose. We're doing the same job. We get to see each other all the time. It's not like I used to do this and she was doing that, and we would meet each other for dinner sometimes, And now we are
a team
together all the time.
That's right. Helping people.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and the neat thing is with this is that we get to, we like going to fairs and stuff, and we haven't been able to do that recently. But when people come up and they try it out and so on and so forth, then we don't see them maybe for a while. But one of them is our downline, and I just have to give a huge shout out to Jamie Wilson, because he is, when he decides to put on a training about how to do this business, I'm going to be there and I'm going to be taking notes, because he knows this stuff better than I do. And he recruited a downline from him that tomorrow he and I, the downline and I, are going to go out door to door handing out flyers, because we're going to be doing a product training in a local church on Saturday, and Bob Pearson is coming down from that, and this is going to be great. Anyway, I love going door to door on this.
Fearless. You're fearless.
Yes.
Well,
yeah, you are.
Okay. All right. But I want to give
the axe in spite of it.
Yeah, I give a shout out to Jamie Pearson and to Rob down on that side. But on the other side, there's also Bob Pearson, who is
no relation to Jamie Pearson.
Jamie Pearson, no, was Jamie Wilson.
I know it is. I know.
Oh, I made a mistake. Okay, you have to edit that out. I know, ain't gonna happen. Okay. So,
well, tell me a little bit more about what you're doing. I mean, you guys are members of the exclusive world team. Again, tremendous growth, new directors, developing Emerald directors in your organization. So sounds like, you're getting ready to go knock on doors. You're doing events. You're working with your team.
We joined the Chamber of Commerce. So we go to Chamber of Commerce events, and we just talk to people and like that. We've gotten, we haven't gotten a whole lot of customers out of that directly, but people know who we are.
Right. Planting seeds.
We're known in the community.
And he was doing building immunity Zoom calls for about 2 or 3 months, every week, and that was pretty effective. I try and keep people, our downline, give them data about the product. So I do a product newsletter that I send out to our downline every month on different products and health issues and things like that.
And boy, I'll tell you, when people call in, when some of the downline calls in, Nancy calls in, she goes, "Oh, I got this person that has blah, 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 whatever." Debbie is right on it. And she goes and researches this, gets right back to her and says, "This is what you can say to her about this," and so on. We just, this is trite, but we care for our customers. We care what happens to them. And that's, and not just for the customers, but it's also for the downline. How's Jamie doing? How's his people doing? And then also for the upline. You don't know how many times I've gone to bed wondering, how is Josh doing these days? Okay.
Thank you, John.
Okay. I don't do that, but
every now and then.
but we love Bob Pearson. Bob Pearson is the greatest role model. I mean, Debbie will tell you that she's done a number of multi-level marketing, network marketing over the years, over this 40 years that she's been doing this, and she's run into all kinds of situations and stuff. I've never been in one. I have no idea what one is like. But she goes, Bob Pearson is like the epitome of exactly what you want an upline to be. This is a perfect role model. So I try to be Bob Pearson for our guys.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
One other thing that I think is a key. One other thing that I think is a key. I know I'm rattling on and on and on.
It's great.
You just wind me up. You get me going. One other thing that I think is a key, at least in my case, what we do, is we set a target for the month. At the beginning of the month, we say, we got to make this. When it looks like, even if we're halfway through the month and it looks like, okay, we've got that, and Debbie's going to follow up and make sure some things happen and stuff like that. But now I don't work on this month anymore. I start working on the next month, which is why we can say, Bob Pearson says, "Oh God, you guys have been sapphire and not fallen down. It's totally consistent, very consistent for month after month after." The only reason for that, I think, is because When I know that we're going to make it for this month, I start looking at the next month, and I'm setting up events, or I'm setting up meetings, or I'm setting up things to do for the next month, so that when we roll into it, we can make that month also. So I believe that's our key to success, is not pushing on this month, but looking to the future for the next month.
Wow. Wow. Well, Deborah, Debbie, and John, thank you so much for joining me and sharing with the NeoLife family your strategies and what you're doing. I love that. Always planning ahead. That is a great tip. Thank you all. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you soon.
Our pleasure.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
All right. Well, last but not least now, we're going to go hear from Audrey Green. Audrey, are you with us? You're in Idaho, right?
Yes.
In Idaho at this time. Okay. And I'm thankful that we've got some good Wi-Fi, it looks like. And I say that because I can't wait for everybody to hear your story, how you're building the business, and even in challenging circumstances and having extraordinary success. Audrey, can you begin though by sharing with us where you're calling in from and what's your story?
Yeah. So I'm Audrey Green, and I'm calling in from Princeton, Idaho. My husband works for a farmer in Idaho during the summer, and then we raise livestock. So we're back in Washington for the winters and spring usually. So we travel a lot. We live in an RV. I've got 3 kids, 3 and under, and I don't always have very good internet. So this summer, thankfully, I have a little bit better service than I do sometimes. So that's nice. A couple years ago, a friend of mine reached out to me, and she was like, hey, would you be interested in learning how I'm making like an extra $1,000 a month? And I was like, well, yeah, like, why wouldn't I? And so, because I've done things in the past to try to earn extra income. And at the time we had a lot of debt. And so I was looking for ways to bring in more income to help get that paid off. And so I looked into a little bit, and I was like, well, I have a lot of respect for my friends, Gabe and Mandy Boer. And I figured if Mandy said this was a good business, then it was a good business. So we jumped into it, and within about 6 weeks of being on the products, I noticed a difference. I had more energy, and I've had 5 pregnancies now. With the first 4, I was always really tired. I took my supplements faithfully, but I never really noticed that they did a lot of good. And so this last pregnancy, I was on NeoLife through the whole pregnancy, and I didn't gain near as much weight, and I lost it right away. I lost the 24 pounds postpartum right away, and then I've lost several more. I'm up to 42 pounds now since my last 10 months ago when my last was born. So I've still got some to go, but that's pretty exciting. Last year, I was able to bring in enough income through this business that we were able to finish paying off our debt. So we're totally debt-free now. And yeah, I'm just super excited about this business and where we're headed with it. And someday it'd be awesome to be able to have my husband not have to work so many jobs, and because he usually works 2 to 3 jobs. And it'd be fun to, of course, have him around more. So
yeah, well, you are well on your way to that. Congratulations on being debt free. I love that goal you guys had, and you achieved it. So now, will you share with everyone, what are you doing to achieve the success that you're having? Share with us, if you would, some of the things that's working for you.
So I do a lot of my stuff because we move back and forth a lot, and we live in an RV. Most of what I do is on my phone. I just try to reach out to people. I've done one booth, and so I have a few people from that, and then getting referrals from people. I give out a lot of samples. So like when I meet new people and I reach out to them or whatever, I love to send samples. I'm always popping samples in the mail, and love it. They like to be able to feel and try the products and see results. And I love to give Betazyme because it works right away. And I love to give Respex, especially this time of year, because so many people have allergies and the Respex works right away. So I love those things. I pop them in the mail and I like to stick in the little fast facts sheet with them so that they can read about it. And then I follow up with them. Yeah, those are just a couple of the things I love doing. I try to help my promoters in whatever way they want. So some promoters, they will just jump in and just like take off and go like and do it all on their own and build a business. And that's awesome. But then some, they want a little bit more help, and I love to be here and help them in whatever way I can, however they want. So whatever my team needs, I want to be there for them and do whatever they want me to do. So yeah. And then, and then experience the products. Don't just like get your few things that you take every day. Try all the other stuff, because then you can get excited about all these different products, because our company has so many products. And so I'm always trying whatever new stuff I can. And then I get excited about it and I think of, oh, hey, so-and-so should try this. And I send it to them or whatever. So yeah, just staying excited about the products too. So.
That is an awesome tip there. Experience all of them. I love what you said. If you're not using them, then how are you going to be able to share it? So that's great tips. I love how, like you said, you're on the go in different places. You have different farms that I understand that your husband's working different times of the year, and yet you're fitting it in. And as I said earlier, I was joking about your Wi-Fi, because there's times I've talked with you multiple times where it's challenging, but yet you're still doing events, using technology, and persisting right through that out in the middle of nowhere. Oftentimes, you've got a thriving business. So Audrey, thank you so much for joining us, sharing your story with us, and congrats on hitting a major goal with your business, with being debt-free. Thank you, Audrey. All right, folks. Well, I hope you enjoyed hearing these stories of some of our most successful promoters, how they're out there achieving success, changing lives, helping us in the trend, and doing it under challenging times. Yet their business hasn't slowed down. In fact, it's accelerating. Thank you so much for being with me today, and have a fantastic day. Bye.